Alright, boys and girls, today we are going to be exploring uncharted territory, at least for me. Tried to sign up for Grubhub, not taking drivers right now, whatever. So, I signed up for UberEats. I was actually a member of the Uber platform years ago when I was doing rideshare. So the sign-up process, I guess, was a little easier. I don't know if I'm going to get an incentive, though. It did say on the opening page that I would have an incentive, but it's not showing on my app. Uber Eats and Doordash today. I'm going to be responsible about it. I know, communities are up in arms about, how food gets to customers cold and stuff, because people that are multi-apping are, driving all over creation before they drop people's food off. So, not going to do that. Gonna, look for opportunities that make sense. And, if I happen to have one offer that I'm working on and another offer comes in that just adds to that and makes sense, I will do it. Otherwise, I won't. Neither platform cares about acceptance rates. So if I have to decline some, that's the one thing that probably will stink at some point. I'm sure I'm going to have like a nice order going the wrong way. I'm going to be like, oh man, I wish I could have taken that. But, I guess that's the good with the bad. All right. So hopefully today goes well. I'm doing a quick morning lunch shift. I got to be done by 1 at the latest. So, quick in and out. Maybe about 2.5 hours when all is said and done. And then I'll be back out for the dinner shift tonight. Got to check in on the restaurant status of those few restaurants that have been closed on Mondays. Not sure if that was a seasonal thing or that's a year-round thing for those restaurants. I mean, I never noticed it, prior to a few months ago, and maybe I just was oblivious to it the entire time. But I gotta check and see if those restaurants are back open on Mondays or they're always closed on Mondays. It makes a difference because that's my honey spot, the area I would normally dash in. Those few restaurants that close on Mondays are in my honey spot, and it definitely, can slow it down when you have less restaurants to receive orders from. I think at last count I had 3 or 4 of them were closed on Mondays. So, it makes a difference. You gotta choose a different place to dash sometimes if that's the case. And there's still restaurants there that I get orders from, so I could potentially be just as busy without those restaurants being open, but, when you have 40 restaurants and 10 of them are closed, you got less opportunity. So it's gonna be a sticky nose kind of day. Got my Dunkin' Donuts coffee before my shift here, and I hate that they stick these stickers on top of the lid because it's a hot beverage, and the stickiness, it starts melting to the lid, and when you go to take a sip and your nose touches the lid, you get sticky nose. I gotta stop doing that. Well, it's better than I've had them actually put it over the sipping area before, and that's, I guess, worse. Then your mouth is getting all sticky every time you try to take a sip. Attach the stickers to the side of the cup or something, not where people are gonna be putting their mouth. Just my 2 cents. All right, so it didn't take too long to get our first request. Doordash, and it's $7.50 for 4.4 miles, which is on the HDI, but I don't expect anything extra. It might be just, happens to sync up because it's 1 sandwich and a soda. Unless the guy's like me that's, tips a minimum $7.77, which is entirely possible. We could luck out. But I'm going into it with no expectations. It's not far. Dollars to miles is fine, especially for lunch shift. So we'll go pick this up. I got Uber running in the background. I don't know if many of these restaurants around here really get Uber Eats orders. It's something that I've noticed, and why it took me so long to even consider doing, multi-app is because, like, when I go into most restaurants and whatnot, I see DoorDash bags everywhere, but I don't see anything else. You know, I don't see Grubhub. I don't see UberEats. I mean, I see the placards on the storefronts, but I don't really see, you know, orders, you know, being there. Maybe that's a Doordash thing. Maybe that's because DoorDash orders are, you know, left around more often when people don't tip. Maybe Uber and Grubhub drivers pick up their orders quicker. I don't know. But I just haven't noticed them sitting around. All right, so shockingly, it was a hot sandwich, so I expected it to take a bit longer, but shockingly, it didn't take long at all. They were actually pulling it, bagging it while I got in there. So, 5 minutes earlier than the DoorDash pickup time. Save yourself some time. Always check the orders when you get there. A lot of the times, I'd say 90% of the time, orders are ready before the time that DoorDash will show you to pick it up by. That is not a wait until that time to go get it recommendation. Alright, so let me go drop this off. 7-minute drive. And I didn't even really look to see what area it's putting us in. It looks like we're going into the magical forest here. I got a few different spots I kind of renamed for fun. We got Cloud Cuckoo Land. I'm sure you heard me talk about that one before. If you haven't, it's from other videos. That's where there's a lot of fast food restaurants, and you know, we get orders rapid fire. It's like decline. Okay, there's a good one. You know, and then we have the magical forest over here. Basically a barren area. You know, you get an order to drop off in this area. You know, you got to go back somewhere else. You got to go to a different spot or back to your spot that you came from. So that definitely comes in, you know, to play when you're if you know you're going to a spot where you're not going to get another order once you drop off, and you've got to go back somewhere else. You've got to factor those miles and that time into whether you're going to accept that offer or not. You know, the dollars to miles might look good. Say it's like 1.5 to 1. You know, say you got a $6 offer for only 4 miles, but those 4 miles are taking you out to an area where you're not going to get a delivery. You've got to double those miles because you're either going to come back to where you were or you're going to go to a different spot. So, you know, add those miles in. You don't have to necessarily double them. Maybe there's another spot a little bit closer to where you're dropping off than the spot you originated from, but just factor whatever miles you're going to have to do after the drop-off into the equation. So that $6, you know, 4-mile order might turn into more like a $6 6-mile order if you have to drive 2 miles to get to a spot where you're going to pick up deliveries or offers. You know, or even if you have to go back to the spot you came from, now it's 8 miles for $6, and it becomes not worth it. All right, those are all things you got to consider when you're doing your DoorDash. You know, I always try to take the orders that take me to an area where there's restaurants at least close. You know, at least within, you know, a half a mile or whatever. But a lot of times these offers going into the magical forest here, you know, they know, the good customers, they know that you're being pulled out and you're going to have to go back, and they tip pretty well. You know, this order has a hidden tip indicator, and you know, it's a jumbo sandwich, so it's an expensive sandwich. They're like $20 some odd for a sandwich. And a soda, and their sodas aren't cheap either, so probably like almost a $30 order just for one person. But, you know, he's obviously throwing a tip on there. It's a good tip, regardless if there's any extra. It's at least $5, maybe $6, depending on the base pay. And if there's extra, he just knows. You know, he's like, okay, this guy's got to come all the way out here to drop off my food. I'm going to hook him up. That's a good customer. You know, the customer that understands. And it, you know, it could be a fellow dasher. You know, that's what I do for my dashers. When I know, you know, they're just bringing me my food, I tip them $7.77. You know, it makes a difference. It makes them happy. You know, it makes me happy when it happens to me. It makes another dasher happy when it happens to them. So you're paying a premium for your food as it is. you can at least take care of the person that is bringing it to you. That's like the most important person in the equation. Without the person bringing it to you, you might as well get in your car and go get it yourself. So pretty good start to our day. $9.75. There's a $7 tip on there for one sandwich. Very nice. All right. So we haven't had any pings on UberEats yet. Somehow I'm not surprised. Anyway, good start to our shift. We are actually closer to my secondary zone, which is usually my dinner area. Much better for dinner than it is for lunch, although it can keep you plenty busy for lunch. My home spot keeps me very busy for lunch, but it's hit or miss for dinner, so I definitely hit up my secondary spot as much as possible on dinner shifts. I'll start in my home zone and then try to find an order that's going to take me to my secondary zone. Maybe UberEats will surprise me. I just have low expectations. Just something else to keep in the background. And if the Doordash app starts screwing up, or I somehow get deprioritized, or whatever the case might be, at least I have a backup. It's not going to be my primary. I don't think at any point, especially if no incentive shows up. And another thing, guys, let me know what's up with the map with UberEats. Every video and tutorial and everything I've seen, there's a heat map. I don't have anything on my map. It's just a plain white map with the streets and everything. There's no hot zones or anything. Maybe it's the time of day. I don't know. But there's no indicators of any potential areas that might, need UberEats drivers. It's just nothing. It's just a plain map. I don't know if I didn't turn something on correctly. I mean, it's a very weird app. It doesn't tell you what you need to do. I tried to go online before, and it's like, you can't go online. I'm like, why? And then, I'm going through. I made sure that UberEats can be seen over other apps, and this, that, and the other thing. And then I had to answer, more questions and review more documentation and everything. I'm like, but you weren't saying any of that. How was I supposed to know I didn't need to do all this? But I got it done, and now I'm on. But I just don't see anything. I'm online. That's all I see. And just a map. I don't know. Help me out, guys. Leave it in the comments below what I'm doing wrong with that, if you know. Or, like I said, maybe it's just not busy, which is definitely possible. It's 11 o'clock in the morning on a Monday. So which side of the argument do you guys fall on with this? The camping versus driving around. Even without the gas crisis that we're currently experiencing, I've always been more of a camper. I have learned, however, to, if I'm camping for more than a few minutes, I move the car, and then, kind of wakes the system up or something, and then I start getting orders. Like if I don't see an order come in 5, maybe 10 minutes, then I just move, and then suddenly orders come in. So I don't camp and stay forever. I camp at least 5-10 minutes, and then I'll move the car and usually get an order. A lot of people say you just got to keep moving, and I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like putting extra miles on my car for no reason, driving in circles. I don't think that has any advantages to it. I've tried doing that before, just to make sure I keep moving, and I didn't notice any bit of a difference at all. It didn't make the orders come any faster than if I camp and move. So let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about that. Do you camp and move? Do you camp and stay? Do you just keep moving? What's your strategy as far as that part of it goes? The in between orders. What do you do? All right, so like I said, 5 minutes and I'm moving. I won't sit somewhere too long, but I don't like driving around aimlessly, so I'm going to take a lap through here real quick and find another spot, maybe on the other side of this area, to camp for a little bit. If that still doesn't work out, we move down the road, down the highway a little bit to a different area. It's the way I do it. Works out pretty well. So it is dead out here today. I have 3 apps going actually. I got Doordash, UberEats, and Instacart. I saw a couple batches come through. Nothing good. I really, I don't want to do Instacart at all, really. But I look for those good orders. The ones that are like $35-$40 for like 20-25 items. Those come through. They do. Not often, but if they do, that's the kind of order that I would take. I wouldn't take anything else. Anything where the items are more than the money paying out is automatically nope. I saw one that was 6 miles from that store, but it's 10 miles to get there, so 16 miles total, and it was like paying $20. I'm not doing 16 miles for $20. And shopping. Should be picking up soon. I'm only on the clock until 12:30, 1 o'clock today for my daytime shift. I got something to do. So, I might not be able to make up the slow hours. That's usually what happens on most of my shifts. I have, slow times where I don't make that $20 an hour, but then the next hour I make 30 or 40. So it all balances out in the end. That's why I always do 4 hours. So I did clear the cache on the app, and everything kind of changed on it. So maybe it was screwing up yet again. Part of the reason why I put UberEats in the background is the app for DoorDash has just been atrocious lately. I hope the next update fixes that. I never had problems. I've been doing this for 8 or 9 months, and ever since they did that gas promo the other day, and the system crashed, and then when it came back, it's been crap since. I don't know if that's just affected me or it's affected everybody. Leave your comments below. Maybe we can get them to do something if we're all having problems. I don't know if we're all having problems though. I know I am. But yeah, so I refreshed the app, I cleared the cache, and when it came back, there was new hotspots and, red on the map that wasn't there before. So random question, guys. What do you do to keep your devices cool when it starts getting warmer out? Because right now it's only 55 degrees in my area, but with the sun beating down on the car and everything, my devices are getting hot already. I don't remember having much of an issue last year, but I think it was because I had my air conditioning on when I was in the car, so it was keeping everything cool. I'd like to avoid using air conditioning as much as possible this summer coming up with the gas prices. I'd rather not use it too often. Some of these Instacarts, guys, it's like they go to the opposite end of the state. That's the one thing I noticed about Instacart is the orders that I would do are only very early in the morning. I got up one day to scope it out when I first signed up, a little recon mission. Not planning to accept anything, and I didn't. But I went out and I parked at the most popular grocery store around here for Instacart, and there was some great orders coming in. There were, $40 range, 20 items, 25 items, not going too far, So, and I did notice that the earlier in the morning you do it, the better offers you do see. And sometimes during the day you don't see anything. So after an hour and 20 minutes of being on, we got that first order right away, and then nothing after that, like literally nothing. Not even trash orders, but we finally just got our second offer of the day. We declined it because it was trash, but ain't happening so far. Well, finally got my first UberEats offer. It was $3. I didn't take a screenshot. $3.43 for like a 30-minute trip, including expected tip. I'm pretty confident that all Dashers would say hell no to that. I'm gonna take a chance here, guys. I hate KFC with a passion, but this is hidden tip indicator, 5 items, and I haven't been doing anything for the last hour, so I'm gonna give this a shot. So yeah, KFC actually worked for a change. It was in and out. It's not the middle of lunch hour, and it's not dinner time, so that's why I took a chance. I wouldn't have otherwise, and I still won't come here when it's busy. I think that's the first time I've actually picked up a KFC order. I've accepted several in the past and had to unassign every single one of them. So that's the first time I actually got an order and picked it up. So just accepted my first UberEats, $18 for saying a 45-minute trip. I gotta drop this off real quick, then I'm gonna go pick that up. It's 2 orders, so see how that pans out. Hopefully, I don't. Like I said, it's my first time, so hopefully I can get it done in less than 45 minutes, and then it'll definitely be worth it. Yeah, let me know in your experience below, guys. You guys do Uber Eats. Let me know, how long you're when you see 45 minutes on the order request. Is that typically like accurate, or can you definitely get it done faster? Okay, I'm at a business place. I have no idea what the hell this is. Can't get much more confusing than this for a first pickup. I gotta drive around the building to the loading dock to pick up an order, not to drop it off, to pick up a food order. Oh. So strange. Where is this loading dock? That's what she told me inside. You're picking up from the loading dock. I guess that's it there. My order was sitting outside on a cart for me to pick up. Ay. Okay, Uber Eats. I guess new challenges. Yay! Alright, so we're going to our second pickup. Why these are so far away, I don't understand, but maybe it will actually take me 45 minutes to do this. Why these orders are coupled together, I have no idea. Yeah, so I do not understand for the life of me the logistics behind this Uber Eats stack. It really makes no sense whatsoever. Like, the second restaurant pickup was like 10 minutes away from the first one. I mean, I was trying to look and see the addresses of the customers, and I don't know how to do that. I'm trying, but I'm trying to also get to the restaurant and pick up the order. Hopefully they're going to the same spot. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe it's just 2 restaurants I gotta pick up from, and they're going to like the same location or almost the same location. I don't know. It's not the same person. I know that. I can see that. But so far the logistics of this stack make absolutely no sense. And I won't be doing Uber Eats if that's the case with their orders. Nonsense, a bunch of miles on my car that I don't need to be. So I think this order is starting to make sense. It looks like it's taking me back towards where I was when I accepted these orders. So at least that'll be good. And I've put about 6 miles on my car already, and I got another 2 on this order, so that's 8. And then whatever the next one is. 2 minutes to drop this off, see how far the next one is after that. I gotta learn how to, it's my first one, I'm giving myself a break here. But it's like the anxiety, I get like that sometimes. Like, if I don't know something, I'm like very anxious about it, but I'll get the hang of it. Reading where the stuff's going and taking a minute to do that. When you got 2 apps going at the same time, that seems very difficult. So I guess I'll get the hang of it. If not, I'll have to do one at a time, switch back and forth. We'll see. All right, let me drop this off. Yeah, so it looks like that's the way it's set up, at least from what I could tell, because that one took me about halfway back to where I was going, and this one is going to take me the rest of the way. Another 3 miles. So I think we had 6 miles to get the food, and then 3 miles to that delivery. So that's 9, plus another 3. That's 12 miles for $18. It looks like we're going to be under time, though. Looks like it's only going to take half an hour in the end, from beginning to end. When I accepted it, it said 45 minutes, and by the time I dropped this off, about half an hour. Half an hour for $18, that ain't bad. Not a huge fan of the miles. I wish the miles were a little less. I'm surprised that my first order was a stack from 2 different restaurants, sort of kind of close to each other, but not really. And then 2 deliveries that are not close to each other. So, I don't know. Very strange first experience. It was the strangest first experience probably anybody's had on Uber Eats. I would have to venture. If you had a stranger experience, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. But the first restaurant wasn't even really a restaurant. I pulled up to a business park, and they had the food on a cart out by the loading dock. Okay. The second one was normal. It was a Wendy's. But the first one was like really? So, gonna go drop this off. We got 6 minutes left on it. That's gonna bring us. It'll have taken us 26 minutes to finish this order, but it said 45. So yeah, after a very slow start with UberEats today, it's been like non-stop, like crazy non-stop. I mean, nothing really good. You know, the last one I think was decent. I don't have enough experience yet to say if it was decent or not. But $18 for half an hour's work. Mileage was a little high, but you know, $18 is pretty good. I got a Doordash right now. I took a screenshot. Really short trip for $5. Figure pick it up. Be on the lookout for any UberEats while I'm doing this. I had several UberEats ordered requests from Pliable, so maybe one will come in while I'm here. And the direction won't really matter because this one's real quick. We'll see. Alright, so our morning shift let's just say early afternoon shift didn't turn out so bad earlier today. We did $42 in a little over 2 hours, multi-apping. I was a little confused about the Uber Eats payout model, but it turned out to be the $18. The tip doesn't come in till later, which I find really weird. Like, you can't track your earnings in real time. You got to remember that you got tips or added up separately. I don't know. Just weird to me. Guess that's just because I come from Doordash and I'm used to it being that way. But, now I got that out of the way. I kind of did some figuring out, too, about how it shows you the addresses in the beginning. So I got to take a screenshot and just kind of keep in mind where other orders are going so I can pick up multiple orders in one direction.